Today, I want to talk about a resource that Google has put out there recently that will help smaller companies get started with AI. And we talked to a ton of companies that a little bit smaller, nonprofits, not for profits, maybe like solopreneurs or just really small teams. And they don't necessarily have the budget to hire, consultants to come in and work with them and do all the things, but they want to get started with AI. They want to incorporate AI into what they're doing. And they don't really know what to do. So what Google did with this is that they put together this PDF. This is 49 pages. That's a pretty decent sized PDF here, but it is basically their what they call their leader's playbook for Gemini at work adoption. And it's best practices for AI adoption and change management. Change management's a massive, massive topic and can be going in a bunch of different directions, but I think this is a really good starting point. And a lot of the groups that we've worked with in the past, this would have actually been really helpful for them. So I'll go through. I'm not going to cover all this. Again, we're talking about 50 pages here. So I'll just kind of point out some of the finer points. We'll link this in the description. This is completely free. So we'll link it in the description. You can download it and go through it if you're interested. But just going through here, like the intro, it just talks about what a successful transformation looks like, and zooming in here, look at clear strategy and roadmap, integrating it into company culture, prioritizing AI across diverse types of tasks, empowering advocacy across the organization, sustaining investment in the right tools and training. And I mean, all that sounds great, but the rest of this document is basically breaking those things down. Because, I mean, those things you've kind of probably heard if you heard anything about AI. It's just like, these are the high level things that you do. But moving on, it just goes through, and those are just some stats, but it really goes into it has a bunch of links to different Google documents, videos, trainings, and other things. And it maps everything to the roadmap that they lay out in this document. So section 2 is the actual change management framework. And they have excite, enable, expand, and transform. Again, you can read through what each of those mean. They each have a section in this document. So just looking at this part, just for example, like defining your key intended outcomes, and then it breaks down productivity, quality of work, employee engagement, satisfaction, etc. And then it has a sample metrics page. Like it goes through a bunch of stuff. Again, so many groups that have asked us, they're just like, we don't know where to start at all. And if they have this kind of document, it's just like, oh, okay, read some of this stuff and it starts to make sense. And then you go to this first phase of their change management process here. And it's like, okay, here's your timeline, 1 to 4 weeks. Here's the outcome that you're going to get. Here's who's responsible. And then go to the next section to actually break this down. And it does this for each of the phases. It'll give you this same kind of outline, and then it'll give you a checklist to go through. And you don't have to go through it exactly as they have it laid out, but it's a starting point. And if you're starting with just this blank page of, I have no idea where to start, in most cases, groups, they don't really do anything because they don't know what to do. This, if it's like, well, yeah, that sounds great for someone else, but we wouldn't do it that way. We do it this way. And an hour later, you actually have a plan that you're gonna implement and try out and see. So I mean, I think this helps a lot if you are just starting with that blank page and you have no idea what you want to do. So this slide just kind of illustrates what I mentioned earlier. It's just like it has a bunch of links to different, if you want to do AI upskilling for your team, it's like, here's a 5-minute resource, here's 15-minute resource, here's 1 2 hour workshop. It has a bunch of different learning resources on different external Google pages and sites and whatever, where you can just follow their checklist and then use their other resources to get yourself and your team up to speed, depending on how much time you have. If you have 5 minutes, use these. If you have hours, use this. So at the end of all of it, it just has basically the key takeaways for the different groups. Again, you can read through that if that's interesting. And then after that, this has all of the deep dives. So if you clicked one of the links in one of the earlier pages, it'll actually bring you down here. And this has like your 30-day roadmap, your 60-day roadmap, your 90-day roadmap, and then it just has a bunch of different roles in here. And if you're the executive sponsor, here's your job, and here are the things that you do. If you're the Google guide or the champion, here's what you do. Here's all the different things for each different group. And, maybe you're a small team. If there's only two of you, then you're just going to have to wear multiple hats. But again, I just think this is a really good starting point and a really good just collection of things to do to help you get started, deal with the change management pieces of it, deal with the training pieces of it, deal with the roadmap, deal with all the things so that you can decide if this even makes sense for your group. So again, we'll link this in the description. It's called Google's Leaders Playbook for Gemini at Work Adoption. 49-page PDF, free of charge. And maybe you go through it and it's like, okay, now you know what you want and you do want to reach out and work with a consultant or whoever that can help you implement this stuff. But again, you're not starting from zero. It's just like, okay, we read through the playbook. We have this thing we want to do A, B, C, and D. And you're more prepared for that conversation before you bring in a consultant and now you have to pay, now you have to do all the other things. But either way, I think that if you have an organization, this is a really good resource to either get you started or just be your entire playbook. So if that's interesting, download it, take a look through it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.